Hoosier fans, welcome back. Another edition of Under the Hood with Indiana football, presented by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, is off and running. Your Central Indiana Ford dealers, a proud sponsor of IU football. Reminder to get out there and visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today. Rhett Lewis now joined by linebacker Elijah Hardy, here with us after a seventh win on the season. Hoosiers now 7-0, 4-0 in conference play, number 2 in the country for the first time in program history. Hey, Ro, how's all that sound, man?
Sounds great. Glad to be a part of it. Still got a lot to do, but not where we want to be. So it's nice so far, though.
No doubt. Look, it's validation that what you've been doing has been working, but to me, it also feels like it also tells you, how much work there is still left to be done to ultimately achieve where you want to go. Has that kind of been the messaging from Coach Signetti kind of throughout this run?
Yeah, we're definitely not where we want to be right now. Just keep getting better every week. That's always been like the message from Coach. Just get better every week. Go want to know every week. So definitely
Yeah,
got a lot of work to do still.
no question. And then seeing what happened over in the win over Michigan State, which was another big one, and another kind of commanding win where you see the defense making some of those big time plays, right? Sacks and
Yeah.
havoc in the backfield.
Yeah.
When you're out there right now, like how would you describe the way that the defense is playing? Like how from game 1 to game 7, what has that growth kind of been look like for your unit as a whole?
Right. So like from game one to game seven, I just always thought it was about like the being able to play together, having transfers and like all that. It was always being able to mesh together. And then our defense is all about being explosive. Coach Haynes always talk about the explosive plays, being a splashy linebacker, which is why our defense stands out how it does.
And look, I mean, look, Rose, you're still a young player, right? I mean, and you came in last year and made plays like right off the jump,
Yeah.
right? So what about this defense or about you in particular that has allowed you to kind of pick it up and be able to make impact plays relatively early here in your career?
Yeah, I would say it's just the coaches and my teammates, having Fish and Bones, two older guys that's also been in the system. Um, and Coach Haynes being a D coordinator, being able to play for him is really a lot of fun. And then you just learning the game and being able to play fast, reaction time, and all that.
And look, I know that you're counted on a lot, right? Those guys, you and Fish and Bones, as you mentioned, on the second level, because of the freedom that the guys up front get, right? You guys got to make it right on that
Yeah,
second level. Like, how
yeah,
do you enjoy that responsibility of it? That understanding that it all kind of runs through what you guys do on the second level.
yeah. As long as the D line can play fast, it helps us be able to get our reads. So all that is fine. It's just a lot of fixing and being able to play off of each other, which is what football is all about.
Man, so much fun watching it. You know what's really fun for me is watching it when all three of you guys are out there at the same time,
Yeah.
right? When Fish and Isaiah Jones and you guys are out there in some of those three linebacker packages. How
Um,
does that feel? Knowing the kind of chemistry that you guys have formed when you're all out there together.
Yeah, we always like watching film together, so the chemistry is always gonna be there between all three of us. Just whoever can make the play, fix each other. That's all it's about. Just making
Yeah.
plays with each other. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no question. And then, I feel like, you and Isaiah have both had a great opportunity, right, to stand there next to Aiden Fisher,
Right.
right? Who's a guy who's got like a PhD in this defensive system,
Yeah.
right? Been there and done that his entire career pretty much. What are some of the tangible things that you feel like you've picked up from Fish?
Yeah, just being a leader. Fish is a great communicator. Watching film, being able to pick up the small stuff, pre-snap awareness, all those small things that makes the linebacker Fish is really good at, and that's what I try to also do.
Well, it's clear you've got that thing rolling right now for sure. Hey,
Is it?
look, obviously, a bit of a sour note moving forward with Kellen Wyatt's injury. Coach Sig talked about it on Monday. Obviously, hope to get him back if you can at some point, but understanding that you're going to be without him for a little while, guy who's been playing a lot of different situations. How do you look to the rest of that group to kind of help pick up some of the slack there?
Yeah, everybody's just gonna have to do a little bit more, of course. Of course, with depth, where we'll also be fine. So it's just about everybody being able to play good, knowing the playbook, just being able to rotate and try to do what we could do.
Yeah. And, I think, one of the guys that we've talked about and one of the guys Coach Stig talked about is jumping in, maybe getting a little bit more playing time. And probably a good thing because he's playing pretty dang good right now is Stephen Daly. Had
Hmm.
2 sacks in this last game against Michigan State. One where he just busted up a double team, it felt like, and then another where he just beat the tackle off the edge. What have you seen in his game as he continues to kind of get more comfortable in this defense?
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's super big, super strong that can just like move around. So I mean, I feel like you can put him anywhere on the D line, he'll be just fine. So he's a really good
No
player.
question. And then, I loved Coach Signetti's messaging about the game this week, about UCLA, right? Big noon kickoff, noon Eastern time at the Rock. You get a team coming in that's 3-0, that's
Yeah,
undefeated, right?
yeah,
We're throwing the first 4 games out essentially because
yeah,
it does feel like a new team,
yeah, for
right?
sure.
So is that the way that you guys, are also, kind of preparing for this thing as a defense, understanding how well they've been playing over the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, we don't take any team for granted, no matter the records, the coaching changes, or none of that. We take every team like they're just next team up, the next team that we got to play got to go 1-0. So we just take them the same way we take any other team and just prepare no differently and go out and attack on Saturday.
Well, you got a taste of a kind of physical running, I should say not running, but a quarterback with the ability to
Right.
run this last week with Aiden Childs at Michigan State. You get another one this week, depending on how healthy Nico Iamaleava is. Got a little bit banged up in their last game, but I'm sure you're preparing like he's going to be there. And then to have that quarterback with the ability to run like he's shown he can over the last couple of weeks, what are some of the coaching points and what are some of the challenges for that as a defense?
Yeah, it's just about containing a quarterback, making him stay in that pocket, and when he does, of course, escape, then got to make him pay for that. So that's what it's all about for us.
Yeah, and then lastly, here, Ro, as you kind of assess, we've talked about this here a little bit, but like vibes in the locker room right now, like the togetherness of the team. How would you describe it as the wins kind of keep piling up? What's it like to be a player on a historic Indiana football team?
Yeah, it's really good. I would say I was just talking to it about with Fish. It's about like a we instead of me type of uh approach, and like everybody's just coming together. We're not where we want to be. We got bigger things to look forward to. So just knowing to keep putting our foot on the gas and keep going. But it's a lot of it's nice. It's nice being number two right now, of course.
Yeah, no doubt. But I love the approach. There are bigger things out there for this team. You keep playing like you've been, man. Those are going to come knocking here in short order.
Yes,
Bro,
sir.
real pleasure to get to know you, man. Elijah Hardy here with us, linebacker in this Indiana football team, joining us on Under the Hood with IU football. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there you go. That's another episode of Under the Hood with IU football, presented by your Central Indiana Ford dealers. I'm Rhett Lewis. Get out there, pack the rock, support this team, and we'll see you next week.